campus. You know what I mean? Half of them can't cook. No offense, guys, but you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
yeah, he's right up the
They
street.
knew I couldn't cook in my dorm. They said, "Baby, that's
That's
not
how
your
it be.
skill."
He's so
I never
you see
cooked
what I'm
like
saying?
that. I
So
had to
you're
call my mother
convenient to a lot of
to
people
try
in
to
this
cook
school.
Dominican
Like
food when I was above state.
So what did your mom do? Send you food?
No, I would just call her and try
Oh,
to.
she would
She
give you
would just give me a
instructions.
step by step
Yeah,
instructions on how to make whatever I wanted to make,
that's so
and that
cool.
was the closest thing I would get to Dominican food when I was in above state.
That's so cool. Um, what I was gonna say, my mother makes sauce, Sicilian sauce, and she hates my sauce. And I'm like, Mom, don't front, it's good. But everybody like has that heritage of food in their family. So my family, my Sicilian family, had a grocery store here in the West Side, almost like 100 years ago, not almost, around 100 years ago. And my great grandmother being in business and food really inspired me. So for those of you who don't know, we do amazing work at Buffalo State. We were able to open up a pantry over COVID with a Pentecostal pastor. It's at 221 East Street. And that was one of the most humbling things I've ever done, Carlos. And I remember coming in and me telling you, like, we're building a pantry. Basically, all of my major life moments have happened as I've been coming down the line at Carlos's and being like kind of um, like leaning over the glass or like trying to grab somebody by the side and like sharing my news because I feel like that's a place where there's Latino culture. You want to be proud. So really proud of the food pantry and really proud of the culture of food that we have here in the West Side. So I'm excited that you I don't want to make it be so dramatic, but you stand alone, like you're the only person.
Hmm.
That's super cool. We are at 23 minutes and it has just been flowing. Like I always want these shows to just sound like how we would be talking if we were at your restaurant. One of the things that I think is special and one of the reasons my son loves walking up to your restaurant. And for those of you who haven't been there, there's like a little baby hill. And when you get
oh my god, that's what I'm on right now. That's crazy. Put him in a frame. I got don't be me. I got empty frames at the restaurant right now. You know the I know. Yo, listen, the customer literally walked in. He looked at the frames like, I'm like, yeah, now bear with me. I'll have some pictures in there one of these things. Yo, no, it looks very nice in there. It really do. It looks very nice in there, and I love that everybody's so friendly in there. When you walk in, they like quick to assist you. I like that. You know? Yes, you do. You just feel it. I'm sure he just feels it. Execute. You feel comfortable, right? Right. You're right. You're 100% right to everything. Yep. Yeah. Even and the crazy thing, that I noticed, Carlos, like if you give them a good customer service, and even if you mess up their food, they still might come back. You'd be surprised. They be like, you know what? You see what I'm saying? And they'll still come back. Customer service is very important when it comes to that. Very. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I did in love. Right. I don't like those. Very. I like that, Carlos. I really like that. Yes. Anything I can do to help. Right. That's great. And that's very professional, Carlos. I, it's part of it, Carlos. It's part of it. It's part of it.
Owner manager, you have to. It's part of owning a restaurant is getting negative and
Because you
positive
learn. You
feedback.
learn
So
from the negative one,
it's no way
And
around
then
it. But
once you
I
hear that
love
good
the
one, you just
feedback,
like, okay,
negative
yeah, I'm
or
doing the right
positive.
thing.
I
Good.
take it all.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think a lot of times, like, even if they are giving feedback that maybe is different from what you anticipated, people are doing it because we love y'all and we
Hmm.
want you to succeed. And you're like, oh, maybe somebody else would like it differently, etc. Um, I think that having a Latino restaurant culture is a catalyst for a lot of other things. I remember asking to work with you and continue wanting to work with you for Latinas in business. Just wanting to remind everybody we have a fall social and we're at a Afro Latina owned gallery. So we're actually really excited about that. My friend
Nice.
Princessa, I'm not sure if she's been to your restaurant, but it's very cool.
Wow, that's great. I'm very proud of her. Anybody who's Latino, and it's like I always support. I get happy when people are opening up Latino restaurants, businesses, because it's like we need that
I know that's
type of
right,
energy,
Carlos. One question, because
and give
hold
it to
up.
our
We haven't
peoples
asked
that are
you
here, and that
what's your
makes them
favorite
excited.
type of
And
food? What is your favorite? What do you like to eat? Like what? Yeah.
Okay. We have a question. We have a question. Let's do it. ¿A dónde tú
Favorite
eres?
food.
And they tell you you have to say your pueblo, your doña, and what is like your favorite food to eat when you're in your pueblo.
well, when I'm in Dominican Republic, I really don't. I love everything. Like if
Yeah, but
I'm
like qué punto, qué barrio,
But
that you
basically,
hail
I would
from.
say, let's say, if I'm visiting my grandma, she's from a place called Villa Mella,
Okay.
and they
Chicharrón
call
all
that place
corners.
the Chicharron like city. Like,
What?
so you just walk anywhere
Add
out
that to
there, and
the
there's
list.
it's yeah,
So are
every
you
every
saying
like
that's your favorite
everywhere
food, the
there's just
chicharrón?
chicharrones and yuca and
The
stuff
shock
like
and the
that.
joy on my face. Like,
He said,
I love chicharrón.
like you
"Oh
have to
yeah,
because you're from the
Yeah,
riquísimo."
I
chicharrón
love the
capital of the world.
mango.
Yes.
Oof.
I love the mango with the
Yeah.
tres golpe.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
What's
lie to
the
you. I love
golpe?
Dominican
Rice and
food.
beans is obviously a staple. Is
Rice and
everyday
Yeah.
beans,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My producer's giving me the thumbs up. Does that mean you like rice and beans too? He likes rice and beans too. Let's
Rice
go.
and beans is always, yep. Rice and beans is like
What is
the
your
best
mom's
thing you
like
can have, especially when
favorite? Like,
somebody
okay,
makes a
your
good
mom
flavored
that
rice. It's
whatever your
always
mom or your
something
grandma
that
made
you
that
enjoy.
you love the most.
Like
I
her
mean,
specialty.
when I go to my
Oh,
mom's and
okay.
I go visit her, I
With the
basically tell
cocoa in
her,
it,
"Can
yeah.
you make me a rice with
Okay,
guandules and cocoa?"
that's your meal.
So guandules with the cocoa in it,
Okay.
with oxtails on the side. I love like yeah, anything with cocoa, I loves it.
Embuste, de
Like we
verdad.
don't really put in a
Oh my
restaurant
God.
because there's a lot of people I know that are like allergic to
Mira,
coconut,
I'm
but
not even gonna. I
yeah,
ain't
like
even gonna lie to you,
I
Carlos. Thank
love
you for
stuff with
telling me that
coconut
because
in it.
I've
The
been
white
using like
rice
the
with
two different
coconut,
gandules. I've
guandules
been
and
using the
cocoa.
coconut one and I've been using the regular one just to switch it up because I'm tired. I never told
Yeah.
them though, babe. Eso es lo que pasa que
You,
yo no le dije
yeah,
nada a nadie.
you
Eso
can
Dios
tell them. It's
quiera
just
y
the
nadie
problem
le
is you're
dio
gonna
el
be telling a
patatú
lot
porque
of people, so
no
it's like
sabía.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
if you use it, you just gotta make
Girl,
sure
yes,
that
there's
you're
the
letting
thing. They
people
sell
know,
them
hey, this
already
is
like
guandules
that,
and
like
cocoa with
you
a
know, with the
sign or
coconut. Y yo no
actually
sabía
telling
nada. So
Feel
es
people.
those
bueno que
today.
we can learn from each other. You see that? He just teach me something today. I'm
Hmm.
never gonna use the cocoa in there.
Yes. Yes. And shout out to the Burmese because I love the Burmese community and they have desserts that have coconut in it
Definitely.
and like they have sticky rice
We're
and there's
neighbors.
so much that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like our food. And
Hmm.
right, I think for me too, right, literally, hopefully they're gonna have a radio show soon. I'm super excited to see their community grow and be well represented on campus as well. So I'm thinking that food is one of these things that we're always going to be excited to talk about, specifically me, because I could be here all day. But I think the idea that like mom is that one place where you go when you were going back to mom and it's like your first, second year of college. What were you telling her? Like as a new student to Buffalo State, what were the things that you were like, oh my goodness? Because I remember just when I was in DC as a college student, there wasn't any Latino restaurants. There was one Dominican restaurant in Maryland. I remember telling my mom, I'm starving.
But yeah, I mean, basically, when I was in Buff State, I at one point I got desperate finding Dominican food, so I actually went to a thrift store. I was in the thrift store and I saw a lady and she looked Dominican, so I went up to her. I was like, "Hey, are you Dominican?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you know where I can find Dominican food?" And she's like, "Oh, actually, I cook it from home and then I could deliver it to you or
Oh my
whatever."
goodness.
So that was like really that was good to find. So it was like a
Yeah,
blessing
you
to
can't
find
beat
that
that.
lady and
That's
she would deliver Dominican food to the house.
that's real services right there. Once
Yeah.
you meet somebody and they just straight
Those
up
are
cook
those
for you, that's
moments.
love.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, like my doñas in the caserio, they made me sofrito over the summer. The one year I was working, when they gave me the sofrito, I was like,
Mhm.
I see that you see me, you recognize me. I'm okay. I got you. I love the fact that so many of the women on Latinas in business on our directory are have food businesses or food related. My friend Shayna, who I grew up with, I think I mentioned her to both of you. She does. Oh, and Stephanie, you would love to
Meal
utilize.
preps, meal
She does
preps.
like pre-prepared food that's like for fitness. But she tries. Yeah, meal prep, but she tries so hard to have the Latino vibe and she does deliver. And I was like, Shayna, just leave it on my doorstep when I was trying to be healthy. And I was just leave it. And it's so
I
cool that
deliver, yeah.
you can trust
Yeah.
people to be able to come to your home and bring food like that. I know you deliver, do you not? You deliver chicken and waffles that I know that you all know that I love. Okay, no breaks today. We're super excited. We're gonna go all the way through. So what are other questions that you have for Carlos? Because I feel like I want to ask him more about the story you said about like
I
how
got
did
a
you
fun
go into
question for you
entrepreneur?
because
Well,
I
what
feel
is your
like we
question?
are
Give me your
overwhelming you
question,
with the
and then we
job and
just
the
double up and
thing
you
and
just
the.
answer both.
No, it's not. No, I got a fun question for you, Carlos.
Oh, she thinks I'm so boring. She
Listen, no,
thinks
we're
I'm
gonna
feeling
spice it up
verdad,
with this
nena.
extra
She be
super
telling me, she be
duper
like, you need to
question.
make
Are
your
you
show
ready?
spicy. I'm like, it's not
If
spicy.
you was a
She is the
superhero,
spice.
yeah, yeah. If
Yep.
you, si tú fueras un superhéroe,
Oh
Carlos,
no, you
¿qué
didn't.
superhéroe
Stephanie,
tú
ask
fueras?
Stephanie.
What superhero will
That's for
you
our
be?
co-host.
Um, I would say
Batman.
probably
Batman's the shit.
Batman because I
Knew
feel
I
like
it.
like that.
Knew it.
I
That's
like
mine.
that.
High five.
yeah, I
That
Let's
feel
was a
like
go.
good pick,
Batman. I'm a
Talia. I
very
ain't gonna
regular
lie.
person, so
Batman,
it's
come on, we
like
all
you
love
know that
Batman.
just helps
Iron
out.
Man is good too.
I knew
Okay.
it. Yo, he's that dude. And when I was waiting in silence, I was like, say Batman. Say Batman. No one ever says Batman. That's my guy. We do this on our podcast. We go around and we have those two sections. We'd love to have you there as well. And I feel like that's just like a fun way to see the other side of an entrepreneur. So I was going to ask you about that story that you were telling me. Tell me about when you decided to become an entrepreneur, or like the earliest memory you have of entrepreneurialism, and I'll tell you mine because mine's actually a good one.
I mean, I would say I was always somebody that is always like trying to sell stuff that I would get, like even from a big like a elementary school, like
Yeah, I want to hear that.
yeah, like back in elementary school, I got suspended for like selling. So back then they used to send you like these Xbox magazines with the demo in it.
Okay.
So I used to sell those to the people out in like third grade, and I used to just buy like smoke balls from the ice cream truck, and I'll sell them
Whoa.
individually to
So you was
students
a hustler since
in like
then.
third, fourth grade. So
Okay.
I
I
see
actually
you.
did get suspended for that, for
That's
selling
Been on the
stuff like
grind.
that.
cool.
Yeah, so like
It's funny because I used to
I
sell my
always was
sister my
trying to
stuff that
anything.
my
Like
mom
my
used to
mom
buy
would give
me.
me
I'll be
stuff,
like,
and
give
I
me
would try
50
to
cents,
sell
I'll
it for
give you
more.
this.
Right.
Like,
So
so that's where it comes from. You always got the grind from like
Yeah.
from deep inside. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
it just don't happen overnight. You know what I mean? Like, it comes with it. Everybody always like asks me like, oh,
Yeah, of
how
course.
do you? It's just not for everybody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Some
Mm-hmm.
people just get up and that's what they always wanted to do is leave. You know, a lot of other people
Mm-hmm.
just want to work. Me
Yeah.
too.
right.
I'm starving.
I just get up and I want to eat. One of the things I will say, right, a moment of silence for all the black and brown or all the young men, period, that have been suspended because of your expressing your entrepreneurialism. I feel like being in education, like that's almost criminal. If you have a student that's displaying the interest or ability to have entrepreneurialism be part of their daily, as they
Yeah, that's
graduate from
messed up.
school
They
and
should
go
kind
back
of like
into
go
the
about it
community,
in another way because you
you don't
already
see
know the
that as
kid's
an
special.
asset. I'm
The kid is
confused,
really
right?
trying different. He don't want to just come here
Mm-hmm.
and learn. He want to come here and grind.
Right,
Right. Yeah, like I always was
right.
trying to like even when they like the kid they would give them the
Rápido,
box of
yeah,
chocolates.
okay.
Okay.
I was
I
selling
like that. I like Carlos.
like two or three of
I
those
think I do.
just to get
And
the
what were
prize or
you?
whatever it is. Like yeah, like
So I knew you would. I told you. I was like, he's gonna be a fun interview. This is only my second interview in studio, so I had to have someone that I'm comfortable with. For me, is how ageist it is. Like when you look at young people never really see them as like being able to contribute to like the economy or anything like that. Like I'm sure you made so much money as an elementary school student, like
yeah,
selling
no, I,
those products. And like what were you saving money for? Like did you want like something in specific, or you just like wanted to, like, that was just part of your spirit, like it was just like you wanted?
yeah, I mean, I would always try to sell it just for the prize, or
That's
maybe
cool.
like, oh, let me get some extra money, try to get a video game or something like that. So it's like you always was trying to do it for something.
Yeah.
And I love
I
when
seen
kids are out
them.
there hustling. Like
Yeah,
even me, like
I seen them
I live in
there.
Kenmore, so even when I drive through military, you'll see the kids in that little project there selling lemonade right there
Yeah.
on that
Yeah,
military.
in the
So it's
sharing
like you always
projects. Yeah,
appreciate when kids are doing that stuff.
absolutely. I am really proud. Yesterday, I had someone, Elmer Santos. He works at Lafayette High School, so we have a lot of entrepreneurialism in Buffalo public schools. And I had the privilege of starting because I'm a member of the Westside Business Taxpayers Association. And if anybody wants to join, you're obviously a member, Carlos, so you don't have to apply. You get to join, and we started a um, pitch competition at a school that was for refugee youth. So I remember sitting there at the table and looking at everybody and saying, the best thing that we can do is welcome people to our neighborhood and say, we know you've been through things that we will never be able to comprehend. Because in 2017, 2018, we were welcoming a lot of our neighbors who are coming from really high tension places, right? And looking at these young people and being like, we want to invest in your idea. So I went to Mr. Larigo, RIP, my godfather. He used to own Mr. Heel Larigo's on Grant. He was a grocer. Not
I
gonna
love
cry.
that.
He passed away. He was the president, and he gave me $2,000 to start the program. We've had 40 kids go through that program, and some of them have ended up here at Buffalo State. And one of them I texted yesterday, and I was like, "Is everyone being nice to you?" So I would love for you to be a judge this year. Also, shout out to Luis Rodriguez from Rodriguez Construction, who's one of my funders, who also came through the small business office here. So for anybody who's listening to Carlos, who's a student or otherwise, and is really excited about business and wants a place to start or wants to be like him, or be like my beautiful co-host, or be like all the other women on our directory, hit up our small business administration here. So Shark Tank, Think Tank, it exists, and I'm so excited. They're recruiting a new cohort. This school is a community-based school, so we've had students come to the school and say, first day I want to participate in Think Tank. And what's really cool is the opposite of your experience, right? Like, you know how you were punished in school for being entrepreneurial. Our curriculum is actually integrated into their business classes. So as they're in business class, they get to think of their project. But the thing that the best is at the end, we give them cash, like literal money, right? $500. And then since
The things you can get,
2018, I've been
obviously.
giving out tablets to address the digital literacy divide, because I'm like, if I was somebody who was a student who had an idea, what were the things that I would want, right? Is there anything?
Some kids
Yeah,
be
is
needing
there
help,
anything else you
like
think that I should
these
give them?
things.
I want to
Yeah,
invite both of you, Carlos. I would love for you to be a judge. Like, you obviously are going to volunteer.
definitely.
What
With the tablet, they
what
can
is the
get
best
ahead.
for
Yeah,
somebody new?
they can do anything.
Hmm.
Anything.
Headphones?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think the tablet is really a good tool to really progress. So yeah, because the
Some people
tablet
can
you have a
afford,
lot of
like,
apps
like
that can help you
headphones
with
and stuff
business
like that. Because
stuff like
sometimes
that.
in
So
class they ask for
I don't
headphones,
think
right?
there's not really anything else that you can
So
give them
that's something they
other than the
need.
tablet if they want to conduct business like that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, they do. And it's been humbling because I think I was pregnant at the time when I started it, and I remember thinking, I wonder if anybody's going to buy into this idea or like this idea, and we're in our fifth year. So that's something that is really, really cool, and it's funded in part by Luis Rodriguez, who's a Latino-owned company. He's like one of the biggest, what we call MWBE or MWBEs, right? Um, in the city. So very proud of him, and also a connection to Buffalo State, and just really proud of our entrepreneurialism and you, right? So that's really why I wanted to bring you to the show, to say, one, if you're a Buffalo State student, you can pursue your dreams, you can be a business person, look at Carlos. And then also, if you are new to Buffalo, if you're new to campus, or if you just need like to recharge your soul, like, where you can find like I'm really floored about the art, the community, the culture. Last time we were in there, Gabio looked at me and he was like, "Can we eat here?" And I just was like, because he feels comfortable, he wants to stay. And I remember I brought Stephanie Pete there from Say Yeah. Stephanie was like, "Oh, I'm coming back." I was like, "Yes, you
I
are,"
got a fun one for
because
you.
it just makes sense. And it made me so much like your
I got a
daughter.
fun
So
one for
we're
you.
gonna move to close the
Um,
show. Last
one
question, make
question.
it a fun one. And I'm
Okay,
looking at her
tú
like,
piensas en el
"No, I don't
futuro. You
have
think
to
about the
answer
future
questions
all the
like
time,
that."
right? Do
Okay,
you
make it a
think
fun
La
one.
Casa de Sabores will be in another location? Not closing up the one you have. You keeping the one
Oh,
you
that's a good
have
question. Good
and
question.
Mm-hmm.
expanding. Like, do you think, would you like to expand? Like, do you see La Casa de Sabores expanding?
No, yeah, I need that one open. What's your vision for the
Amen.
future? Do you want a food truck? What do you?
Amen. Yes,
yeah, of
definitely.
course.
Yes.
Yeah, I plan
I'm
on
clapping. Sorry.
Yes.
maybe five,
Um,
10 years again and getting another location, maybe even
yes.
bringing like
Yes.
a
Most
truck, like a
definitely. Yeah,
chimney
because
truck.
me, I see the Casa
Yeah,
de Sabores
something that
being
that's something that's a
in
staple from New York City too,
Chitoaga.
is a
I
chimney
see it
truck
being in
where you
Lockport.
can
I
get
see it being,
fritura and
because you guys
sandwiches
are
and
like
all
a
types of Dominican
well
stuff.
known place already. You know what I mean? And you guys cook great. So it's like I see you guys being in different parts of Buffalo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amen. I like that.
yeah, we hope to grow, and yeah, we definitely plan on expanding and stuff like that in the near future. So we're excited.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for
Most definitely.
thank
And
you for
motivation.
um
A lot of
being brave
motivation.
enough to believe in your own idea. And when you did that, it's affected the lives of, I would say, thousands of people, because you bring joy to people when you
Yeah.
bring them food. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just if you're gonna open a business, it's just staying strong, going about it, never giving up,
Not yet. I
always
would love
always
to.
being on top of it.
Ever.
It does require long hours. It's not something where you could be like, oh, I can make my own hours. No, you're working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. You know what I mean? It's not, if you want to pursue a
You gotta
business, it's
trust the
not something
process.
that's easy. Something that
Because
you have to be
I
on
know
top of it.
sometimes it gets
It's
kind
almost
of
like a
Yeah.
kid, like a baby.
crazy,
First
especially in the
grows up. It's
kitchen.
like
At
you
least you
have
got
to
some
be there for
good
your
cooks,
business,
as I
just
can
like you
see,
are
you
with your
know?
kids or whatever. Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
So,
man. It's like even
Wonderful.
like
Damn.
even
Wonderful.
when I started opening, I got a good story. Even when I started opening, I did the application. I was 23 years old and I applied, and basically they denied it. So there's like,
okay, you got one more. Go ahead, tell me.
yeah, basically they denied it. So what happened was it's like I never gave up. I was like, all right, they denied it. So let me see who I can talk to in Buffalo that can maybe help me. So maybe I went down to the district, and then
Nice.
I found out, all right, who runs this district, the North
Oh,
District. Okay,
wow.
it was Joseph Galumbic,
Did
which is
Joe help you open your
And
which
there
business?
is
you go.
he's a professor
En la
here, which
casa
I
de
had in Ball
sabores. Wow,
State.
that's a
So basically, when I
listen.
talked to
That's
him,
a
he's like,
good
"Yeah, I
one.
remember you. I had you
I
as a
like
student."
that. Yes, I
He's like,
love
"I'm gonna
that.
help you. I'm gonna put my reputation on it." And
Where can we find you? Where can we find you? La casa de sabores. ¿Cuál es la
basically, I'm
dirección?
gonna
Oh,
put
Joseph
everything go through.
G.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a perfect way to end. I love Joe. Okay, thank you for sharing that story. We invite you to come to see us in our podcast and other places, Carlos. Thank you for sharing.
First Street in Buffalo, on the corner of Letchworth and Dart, right in front of the Buffalo City Impound. We are on the
Thank you
socials.
for coming, Carlos.
La Casa de Sabores 716 on
Yes,
Instagram
Styling
and La
Foodie
Casa de
Italia
Sabores 1 on
9341.
Facebook. So yeah, we love you guys. Appreciate and thank you for having me here.
Perfect, of course. Thank you, everybody. That's our show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was all, folks. Mira, I forgot to freaking post the oh, me derrito. I forgot to
So that's
post
your
the
son talking right
That's
the
actually
radio
my son
station
with
on
Amy.
my
She's from
thing.
Caserio.
Yo, I can see
Um,
that happening too. That's why I
but
had to
that's
ask
my
that question,
brother.
babe. Because I'm like, you
That's
asking
one
them
of
like
my brother's
expanding. They
songs.
really nice
So
and good.
it was crazy. I
I've
showed
been there
him that
before,
light
so I
shop.
know
I
everybody
know you
got
guys
good
got it
vibes in
right.
there.
But can we just take some pictures with each
Thank you
other,
so
guys?
much.
Yeah,
Oh,
There's
you're
no point in
welcome.
right now.
yeah, we gotta open up.
So you had a camera in there, right? That camera in there was picking you up guys live, so I was able to get it here. I was able to get it here. I was able to send it. That's how I was able to get. So we even had her. We
You
had
had her?
in here.
Oh
We
my
had
gosh,
you.
awesome!
We were able to hear both, and I sent you guys to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, did I? Oh, let me make sure. Let me stop this. I gotta stop this. Stop. Sherry. All right. Let me see what we
I'm gonna
actually.
post you as the man that saved my life.
Uh,
How crazy did Nate look when I started crying? He was like, "Oh, I'm out."
yeah, I was like, no, you
Really?
don't let James. James is a great guy. He really is. It's just when he does that with me too. If like for instance, this morning I say, oh, huh? Well, he might be a little not that much, but he's old. That's what it is. He's
Why do I
70
need
something.
him? Why can't I just have you? How much do you cost? Can I just pay you? That ass.
No, I he's available.
But are you
See,
not available?
today,
I'm available.
no, today I actually got to do a show for Spectrum News One. It just happened. I didn't have to leave. I don't have to be there till like one, so I had time. I'm not always have that
Talia,
time.
take this picture real quick before we
He's
finish this
available,
conversation.
so
Give me
that's
one
why
second,
I
sir.
want you to.